Hi friends, we have discussed relation between velocity, linear velocity and angular velocity. Therefore, this relation 7.6 v is equal to r omega. Magnitude wise relation between linear velocity and angular velocity is v is equal to r omega. Let us discuss few points about this one. Now, we all know the rigid body consists, it is not a one particle. This relation we derive for one particle, but rigid body consists many particles. Therefore, this relation holds for each and every individual particle. Suppose that Vi is a linear velocity for ith particle and its Ri is radius. Then Vi is equal to omega Ri. Here omega for rigid body remains fixed. Omega do not change. From this one, we are defining purely rotational motion. When this one is there, that is omega is equal to Ri. I is the indices varying from 1 to n. This is the general one. Suppose that r is equal to 0. It means that it is on the axis of rotation, velocity is equal to 0. The particle which are along the axis of rotation, for that r becomes 0, therefore their velocity is 0. It again confirms axis of rotation is fixed. Now, from this one, purely translational. What is the purely translational? In case of purely translational, when all the particles of a rigid body move with the same linear velocity, such type of motion is known as a purely translational motion. Once again I repeat, when all the particles of the rigid body move with same linear velocity, such motion is known as purely translational. Similarly, we can define purely rotational. Purely rotational. What is the meaning of purely rotational? When all particles of a rigid body perform rotational motion with the same angular velocity, it is omega. When the angular velocity is same, then it becomes purely rotational motion. Angular velocity is a vector quantity, therefore it has both magnitude as well as direction. Magnitude of angular velocity is v by r. But what about direction? Direction is given by right-handed screw rule. What is the right-handed screw rule? Just see, take your right hand palm and then curl your fingers, forefinger, and stretch your thumb. If this curled finger denotes the sense of rotation, then this indicates direction of angular velocity. Therefore, direction of angular velocity is always along the axis of rotation. It's along axis of rotation. Now, what do? Suppose we are talking about direction. Omega, angular velocity. This is one disk which is rotating. Disk is rotating, suppose, about this axis. Now, if this disk is rotating in clockwise direction, then omega is inside the plane of the disk. It is rotating in clockwise, so it is inside. But if the same disk is rotating in anti-clockwise sense, angular velocity is outward, not inward the plane of this disk. It is outward. It's a perpendicular or along the axis of rotation. For anti-clockwise, it is inward. For anti-clockwise, it is outward. For clockwise, it is inward. Please keep this thing in mind. It gives you the direction of this angular velocity. Now, in general case, that is we take it for a rigid body, and then this rigid body, it is omega itself x, y, and this is z. This is point P. It's moving in circle. Now this is O. We connect it. O. This is C. So from this one, OP is position vector of the particle with respect to origin. So OP is a position vector. In such case, we like that OP vector is equal to, that is OC plus CP. By using law of triangle for vector addition, it becomes OC plus CP. Now OC, it is, we can, if this angle is theta there, then OC, if you check this OC, it's a cos theta. OC is equal to OP cos theta, and CP is equal to OP sin theta. So this OC is known as a parallel component, while this is known as perpendicular component. So OP sin theta is a perpendicular component. Now let's see r cos omega or omega cos r, which is equal to omega cos OP, which is equal to omega cos OC plus CP, which is equal to omega cos OC plus omega cos CP. Now OC, angle between omega is along this direction, OC is also along this direction. Cross product of these two is equal to 0. We all know cross product A cross B is equal to AB sin theta. Sin 0 is equal to 0. Therefore, A cross B is equal to 0 if A is parallel to B or along B. So this one is 0. It only remains omega cos CP. But this CP is nothing but, it's a perpendicular component. CP is equal to, therefore it becomes omega CP. CP is nothing but OP sin theta, which is equal to omega r sin theta, which is known as r perpendicular. So it's a perpendicular, this one. It means that if I bring it here, once again the direction 1, I can see it is a circular motion. It is C, it is P, it is R. Omega is here, I take it to this side. Now CP and V must be perpendicular to omega. Therefore, it is along tangent to the circle at P. So the direction of three things, radius vector, omega, and linear vector, that is the velocity, these all three are perpendicular to each other. That is, omega is along this direction, B is along tangent, and CP is along radius. This is all about the direction of this omega. The rotation about a fixed axis, the direction of the vector is this direction. When it is along fixed axis, direction of this omega do not change now. When it is rotating, this direction of omega do not change. Magnitude may change, but so far we are treating omega is also same, this magnitude of angular velocity is also same, and its direction is also same. But there are rotational motion in which omega change, but the direction never change, it remains constant. These are the few points about rotational motion and angular velocity. That's all. Thank you.